So this is 1882, and it is my turn. Um, a quick refresher on these privates. The Northwest Rebellion does something special.
Allows you to teletransport one of your previously placed tokens to another NWR tile,
So
and you can upgrade it at the same time you place your token.
the Northwest Rebellion is a
The
section of the map.
tiles,
It's a
they
section of the
are
map
on
where
the
when you
northwest.
All right, one of you, Adam.
Northwest Rebellion is the northwest section of the map where
Right.
when you play a tile, you actually get a subsidy into the company for playing a tile there.
Okay.
But when the Northwest Rebellion happens, which is after the purchase of the first 3 train,
The tile
all
goes
yellow
away.
tiles will be destroyed.
Okay. Then there's so this one is just blocks a tile. The Saskatchewan
Wait, but
blocks.
I was talking about the power that the private gives you, which is the placing of the token and upgrading at the same time. Just wanted to make
Right.
sure you had that. Yeah.
Just a clarification of the area you can move to. Be aware that it may look good, but it may get destroyed shortly after you move there.
All right, this the SC um, does what? It blocks a hex.
And it
Funded to
is
convert.
a public company, but only the person who has the private can start it. When they start it, they place the home station anywhere that's available, or they can replace a neutral station with their home station.
Okay. Then the trestle bridge.
Oh, and when you start the Saskatchewan Central, whatever the current train is, you will add an extra train to it. So if
Yeah.
it's a 3, the 4, the 5, you'll get an extra one in the roster.
And that's a bit that Shaz really likes. The trestle bridge blocks a hex, and
Every time someone builds a connection over the river, you get $10.
okay, and then the Canadian Pacific looks like a B&O.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the auction is Waterfall into Dutch.
Okay, that's my bid. Hector.
Okay.
By the way, Hector and Adam have the distinction of now owning a significant portion of my games. Adam,
Oh wow.
as many games as you think you bought, Hector bought even more.
I,
Believe me, I was tempted to buy probably twice as many as we did.
I don't know how that is going to affect the game, Andy. No.
Um,
It's okay. I'll just go down to my when I come visit family in Miami, I can visit them, and when I come visit Adam, I can visit them. So
yep.
That's cool.
Um, do this.
I guess I won that.
Yeah.
Um, hmm.
Well,
I don't think I overbid because Shaz bid way more than that for that private. I think, if I recall
Oh yeah, that
correctly.
private can go for a lot. It can also go for very little. I just kind of kicked things into gear real quick.
All right.
I
So
think it
it's the
went for.
Shoshendu, and Shoshendu is bidding more for the Northwest Rebellion. So to Hector.
I think the SC went for $90 in the previous game.
85 or 90. Yeah. And now we've entered the Dutch auction portion of the initial auction. So if everyone passes, the trestle bridge will be 135, and then 130, and so on. Or it'll just go that way. I really don't think the trestle bridge is worth 140, but maybe I'm just not seeing something.
I call Shishindu a chaos monkey.
Always good to have one of those around.
Never assume. I played a game of 1841 with him once, where so Shishindu doesn't often win, but he definitely makes games interesting. He basically caused everyone to rush their trains like around sooner than we were expecting it, and it's just caused issues for everyone. It was the same thing with Shishindu actually almost had a bankruptcy win in 1830 one time then that I played with him. But just
Wow.
in general, yeah, he can cause situations. Um, so we're going around. I mean, this is only my second game, so I don't know how much these things are worth, but I'm going to, what is the minimum start? It's 67. So if I buy this, well, I still can't start a company now. Only Adam can.
Turns out.
Well, if I buy the Canadian Pacific, but I probably want to hold it, right? Because it's a B&O private.
Right, which means we're going to force it to open and buy a train and all that.
Why would you do that?
That's how you do that.
But
nice.
we agree we're going to float it, right?
That's not nice.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I'll pass on that. Shindu already has like a share of something, so I doubt he'll take. Come on, you got plenty of money, Adam.
Yeah, but still, that's too much.
You know it's going to keep coming down.
I mean, 160 with a revenue of 25, that's CNA money right there.
So, buy it.
Yeah, but the CNA you can buy in. This one you cannot. If it would be an easier decision if I could start a company, but I cannot. I'll purchase this.
Well, you got two other players that cannot, so they're likely to put. Actually, well, one of them is likely to push for the QLL, which we shouldn't let that happen because the QLL can.
So when does the CPR start?
When you win the private, you par it.
Yeah, but when does it act? When can I actually start it? At any time?
When is it?
Yeah.
60%.
As soon as there's 6.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, I don't mean I meant the SC, not the CPR.
Oh, yeah, anytime. You can start the Saskatchewan Central at any time once. Hold up.
It's usually started late in the game.
During a player's stock trade, yeah, it's usually later in the game, but suppose you could start it right away. That'd be weird as hell, but you could do it, and that wouldn't actually add a train because it only adds a 3, 4, 5, or 6. If the 2s are current, it wouldn't even add a train. But you got to watch out because the Saskatchewan Central only has 1 station token.
But it uses neutral stations?
Everybody uses neutral stations,
Right.
and the Canadian National can't start until there's at least one neutral station on the
Yeah,
map.
I figured
Yeah.
Trishendu was gonna take it because that's Trishendu in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm. So 430 means I can go.
Wow.
I can par something at 71 and float it myself, and I think I'm going to.
So do I set the? It's my turn to buy something, but do I not set the par price?
The par price for CPR has already been set, $100.
Oh, sorry. I keep thinking that
SC.
the SC works the same way, but it doesn't. All right. Sorry. Again, second game. I guess I buy a share of.
The question is, are we gonna let Spall
Well,
get the $25?
I'm already buying the CPR. So,
Oh yeah.
like
Yes.
even if you don't, I'm still doing it.
Yeah. Oh, Andy, you're so close to being able to take over the presidency.
Hold on 1 second.
He's gonna get 25. I'm gonna get 10. So I'll have 95, and he'll have 75. And it'll go back to 90, but that's not. So yeah, if somebody sells CPR, I can take it over on the next SR, but
You
otherwise not
can't
so
sell
much.
in the first stock round,
I'm saying
unfortunately.
next SR.
Oh, yeah. Especially considering. No. Unfortunately, I think Prairie to Deal is going to exclude you from taking advantage of that right away. But it could happen.
Well, we'll see who gets PD. Maybe you have more money, you can buy another thing.
Yes. Yes. Had you bought an HCL bought Spall can't, I could. You would have had PD, but then you can't sell to buy. Actually, both of you could have bought the last 2 shares of Grand Trunk, and that would have given it a bump.
Sure, if I wanted to
Either
do
way.
that, but I don't. What I want is PD.
Yeah, no, I totally get why. I'm just saying, could have happened. All right. Now, I mean, he's obviously going to go down towards Medicine Hat because that's what you do.
Did I just not mention that Trishendu is not an obviously kind of person?
There you go, Saskatoon.
Yeah.
He wants to go up and get
He
the
has plans with
the free
CNO.
money. Yeah. Because Trishendu has. Wait, what? Wait, what? Canadian Pacific closes?
No, the private closes because he bought a train.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, 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 Jesus. Thank you. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Good. Background for you, Andy.
Yeah, I'm looking. Sad that I'm $5 short, but it is what it is. If I had bid $60 instead of $65 on the SE, I'd
60
be.
is the value. You couldn't have bid 60 on it.
Oh, never mind. No, that's not true.
Starting bid is 5 over value.
Yes, and this SE started at 50.
Mhm.
What?
Yes.
55 will be the lowest that you can bid.
Oh, yeah, you bid 55
Yes.
for the SC.
I bid 65 for the SE and it
Mhm.
started at 50. So I could have bid 60 and still gotten and been able to get the CPR or
I
steal
see
the CPR.
you okay. I thought you just the minimum bid. Gotcha.
The question is, if I pass, can I get PD again? And if I don't, will I lose PD? It seems unlikely. It seems that other people want to buy stuff. The issue is that Adam isn't going to buy stuff.
Yeah, not sorry.
But that's fine as long as I have PD over Shirshendu. So the question is Shirshendu going to buy something?
Probably not specifically so that you don't have earlier PD than him.
And then the question is Hector going to buy something? I don't see why Hector wouldn't. So I guess I'll buy. Who has, I guess the GT is going to make more money. And it's the only one I can buy, so that is also a factor. Okay, done. I cannot wait for 1817 on this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well.
One of you should buy my sweet 1817.
If I didn't already have a copy sitting on my shelf, I would consider it.
You should sell your copy and buy my copy. I mean, I've bought 1817 3 times, so.
I'm content with once.
The first time was a prototype for 120. And then the second time was actually a Golden Spike Edition version for 200. And you get a special deal if you buy from Jeff at the Portland, at any of the cons that he goes to. So that was actually considerably cheaper than it would have gone. And then the third time was the AAG edition for 185. And then I combined the Golden Spike edition and the AAG mass market edition to make like the best of both worlds. And I sold the other one. I didn't want to sell the cheaper one. I wanted to sell the more expensive one and keep the cheaper one, but I sold the crappier version, and I kept the nicer one. All right, back to
Really?
me. Pass.
Really, you sold GT right before it's gonna pay out? That's.
Right before you dump it on me.
I'm not gonna dump it, dude. It's got plenty of money left.
You should have told me that before.
You should have done the math.
Well, you can buy a 3, get your
All right,
40
well-
bucks, and leave me with a 3 train. I'm not saying you would do it, but I don't know if I'm wrong, but it could be done, right?
Hector, I'm not happy with the fact that you may be giving Shishendu priority.
Yeah.
Hmm. Does he have it already? Oh yeah.
He has it
Yes,
now,
because
yes,
you asked
because
it.
you, yeah.
I just don't want to buy into that one.
Okay.
So
Well, you do you, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that I have to be happy about it.
How much is he gonna take from Canadian Pacific? He goes first, right?
I don't know.
It's like 260, and he has Dressel Bridge.
he'll have enough money to buy a fourth share, and then he acts before Andy. So even though Andy will have enough to buy a fourth share, he won't be able to take over the presidency.
Hold on one second. He can get 280 for Dressel Bridge. So he's gonna take like 500 bucks out of the company right now. I don't think I wanna. I pass.
Sad. Literally well, not the only person, but
The problem is that I don't want to
He's
get
got a
into
medicine hat.
I don't want to get into CPR or GT because I'm not gonna have priority deal, so they could be easily
well,
dumping.
not with
You-
not with that move, you won't.
Oh my god! Had you done
Yeah, but I
nothing-
need to drop that second from GT.
Had you
Otherwise,
done
I
nothing,
could
you would have
do
had
it.
PD. Yeah, he's right.
But you would have dropped GT on me, probably.
No, again.
I'm not saying
again,
that you are. I'm
No,
not
I
saying that you are.
wasn't. There was no reason for me to drop it on you. And second of all, even if I was planning to drop it on you, you would have had priority deal for the next stock round. You could have sold in the next stock round before I could act.
Wait, the Northwest Rebellion happened? It happens
Yeah,
on the
third
3?
train.
Yeah.
So
Happens on the-
when does that actually matter then?
When you have built on it already.
Yeah, but like you would have to start the CNR, I guess.
Sometimes it's changes. It's not on the 3 trains, but on the 5 trains or the 6
Oh,
trains.
it changes what train it's on. Okay.
Yeah.
It's just happened early this game.
Well, Adam,
Yeah.
I think you were right then. So you're saying that I would have had priority before you then.
I said that too. I said that first actually.
Yeah, I just had to. Or I was. The plan was either gonna buy or sell. So yeah, I should have just passed then. Let's see.
All right, make me some money, Adam.
Just did. But you know what? No, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna do what I first did. Yeah. There you go.
Shishendu's probably gonna screw the CPR over and dump it on me. Almost certainly. I would be very surprised if he doesn't. Like if if he, I'm gonna be so shocked if he doesn't dump the CPR on me. See? Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you that's exactly what he was gonna do?
Congratulations on your presidency. $4, and that's not enough to buy CPR from the market, so I'm just gonna pass.
Okay. So what the hell do I do now? Of course you did.
I only dumped it because he had PD.
Of course.
Oh man.
Like I'm telling you, I know Shishendu. It's like yeah, everything he's done so far is exactly what I expected him to do. Okay. I don't know what I do. What do I have? I have 74 bucks. Um,
And GT bought 3-2 trains. Yeah, because I can run 3-2 trains.
So I lost money then.
Yes,
There's
you
nothing
lost a
else to be
lot of
open.
money.
Well, I lost one. Yeah, I should have bought one more share. I would have had 3 instead of 1.
I wasn't doubting that he was going to dump it on you, especially once you got it down to $100. Now let's see. What's he starting? Oh, he's starting the HBR. Of course, he's starting the HBR. And he's got the money to do it too. Sucks.
all right. So remind me again. The SC allows me to start the company. It's what is it? What do they call that? It's a concession. The SC is just a concession, right? It doesn't give me anything extra.
It counts as 1 10% share. So when you,
Okay, so it is a share. So it's like the
yeah, so
PRR. Okay.
yeah. And I forgot that in the last game. And when I floated it, I should have set it at a much higher par price than I did because I forgot that I didn't need to buy 6 shares. I only needed to buy 5.
And we're on the what trains?
3 trains.
We're on the 3 trains now.
There are 2 3 trains left. And if you start the SC, there will be 3 trains left.
Yeah. No, I have 200 bucks in liquidity right now. So I'd still need. No, I wouldn't need that much more. If I started it at 67, which seems not something I want to do, but if I started it at 67, um, I would need some amount, and I don't know that that is helpful, so let's not do that. All right,
So
pass.
$1,000, motherfucker.
So I need another. I need a lot. I need a lot of money.
I'm guessing, given that you've stated he's a Chaos Monkey, he's gonna float the HBR and then buy a 3, a 3, and a 4, rusting all the 2s.
Maybe.
Can we sell these that we buy as soon as it floats? I don't remember that.
Yeah, this isn't a
Yes.
game. Yeah, this is not a game where you have to wait until it operates. It's
You don't
1830
have to wait
style
till it
games.
floats.
Yeah.
You can sell it now before it even floats.
Yes.
He has nothing else to buy. Okay.
And if you have the money, buying a share of HBR and then dumping it,
Puts
you know,
money in the company.
it puts money in the company, but it also will reduce his overall value.
The only time where this is actually interesting to do that, though, that's kind of the Seattle strategy, or particularly, Jonathan's strategy in Seattle, where he like does all of that when people flow companies. But the only time that I find that interesting is in 1834. In 1834, the treasury that you get is what the floating share is purchased at. So if you parred at
Oh.
100, but the last IPO share is bought at 67, you only get 670 bucks in the company.
Nice.
So if somebody floats at 100, you could like buy it at 100, tank it, and then they have less money in the treasury. And that is a question that I had to clarify with John Bohr himself. I called him on the phone, and that's when we had the argument over 1830 rules.
Wow.
I was like, so does this work like 1830, where you can do this? And he's like, well, you can't buy shares in a company that hasn't operated yet. I'm like, in 1830 you can. It's like, listen, I've been playing these games since like before you were born. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna argue with you. I just want to know how this rule is supposed to be in this game. Um, and then we hung up. He called me back 10 minutes later, and he was like, I consulted with a designer. He was a designer. I consulted with a designer, and yes, you are correct. That is how it works in 1830 and in this game. The game was designed by Eddie Robbins, but he is Eddie Robbins, so he was,
You don't know. He could have gone into another room and like looked in a mirror with a wig on and talked to Eddie Robbins.
Okay, he still has to buy one more.
Yep. Which he totally can and did.
Mm-hmm. But then the problem is if I sell it. No, you know what? I'm not gonna sell it. Let's see what happens with this share.
Okay, it's gonna drop to 90, then it's gonna go up to 100. So nothing. But if you sold it, you would have all of your money. He would lose $60. It would drop to 82. It would rise to 90.
well, he passed.
Yeah, but he
Then
gets.
Shendu.
Oh, okay,
What's
but you
Shendu
guys
waiting
don't
for?
care. You guys don't care if he has the priority deal, right?
Let's see who has
Not
priority
now,
deal.
I guess.
I have priority deal.
Yep.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Wonder if I can do something with that. Probably not.
SR3 is where you want PD.
And now he's gonna take advantage of the fact that I'm gonna make J10, very profitable.
I remember playing this game where, like, I actually had to think about companies and operating and not just looking at what was happening. All right, so what the hell do I do with the CPR now?
You unfortunately cannot go to Saskatoon because there's no city tiles left. So you could upgrade Medicine Hat to get yourself to Western Canada, or upgrade Swift Current to try to come down to like Moose Jaw, Assiniboia, try to connect. But your options are
What's this whole, okay, but I eventually want to do, because there's a whole east-west thing, right?
yeah. If you
Mhm.
connect the Hudson Bay to Northern Alberta or Western Canada, you get an extra $100 in the run.
Right, so I probably want to put this way, just so that I can at some point do that, I
Yep.
guess.
Yeah. No, upgrading Medicine Hat is it's what I would do if I was in your position.
Okay, I don't need to put a token down.
Nope.
Can
No,
I
that's a
run? Yeah,
pretty
with
safe
my
space.
3 train. And he did buy the things to rust the twos, right? He did
Mhm.
exactly that.
Yeah, this is what I told you. He's gonna buy 334 and just there it is.
Okay, there, and there is the obvious move. Out. And, oh, do I want to pay out? Maybe I don't want to pay out. What did I run for? Or if I withhold, I don't have anywhere near enough money, so I'm going to pay out. Because there's a bunch in the pool anyway, so that's paying out that way. It's making as much as I am. Okay. Skip. So the SC is not something I can buy in, is it?
No, you can't buy it in.
So skip.
Or can you? Yes, you absolutely can buy it in. It's listed at the bottom.
If I buy it in,
If you buy it in, no one can start the SC corporation. There will only be 6 possible corporations in the game.
okay. That seems dumb.
No, that seems interesting.
No, it seems dumb to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know you would want to do that. I know when you would want to do that in a situation like the last game that we played, where you want to make sure that the SC doesn't start so that the non-permanent trains are permanent if you're ahead. Like, I understand the situation when you would want to do that.
Yeah.
It's just, in my case, dumb.
Right.
Okay, Adam.
Yep. Yep. And if I hold it, and I'll have 350, and that's enough to buy a 4 train, which my route is 4 stops currently, and I'd like to have a 4 train, so I am sadly going to withhold just so I can buy a 4 train.
I bought this game, by the way, after our last play. It's
Nice.
and I'm shipping it to Stockholm. Um, yeah, and I wasn't going to, but uh, it was it seems like it would be a good quick game to introduce Ion people to. And I also want to um, incentivize Scott, who seems to think that people don't buy his games if they play PMP versions or play, like play it in other ways. And I'm like, hey, here is me buying your game after playing it online.
Yeah, he's not going to learn unless he gets told repeatedly by lots of people.
Or that, like, oh, once somebody makes a PMP, they're never going to buy the actual version. Like that is not true. In fact, I bought 1817 from you after I had already owned the prototype, which I'd previously mentioned. Okay, so I still only have a
If
3, so I
if
guess
you
I
want to lay it
upgrade
on,
this. I'm sorry?
if you want to lay it on, you can tell them that I also purchased 82 only because I played it on 18xx.games.
I don't know
Like
which way I
having
want to go here. I guess this way, and
having
then I
it
can
be
go down.
available was very helpful towards my purchase.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense with 18xx games. If that would be true with the PMPs, it will be even more true with the website.
Yeah, I
Right.
think he's more okay with the website. He's less okay with PMPs.
Yes, but still free. I mean, he has no
Yeah.
argument at all.
Well, PMP is not technically free.
No, that's what I'm saying. The free option is there already. You can't
Yeah.
compete with that if it's gonna subtract from your earnings.
Yeah, so if I had withheld 2 times, I would have gotten that 4 train. Um, uh, there is, so what's out there right now? I'm still terrible at reading the trains and what's in the pool. Those are the 2 things that
There's 1-4 and then there's 2-5s.
1-4 and 2-5s.
So if we get to the stock round and you start the SC, you'll put another 4 train in the roster, assuming no one buys it.
Yeah. I think I got time. And I'd rather have, what do I have as far as liquidity now? Where's
Your
spreadsheet?
your liquidity is $308.
Okay. Not great, but doable. Very doable. Oh, I could have laid a neutral token in Medicine Hat, huh?
You could have, and that would have allowed the Canadian National to start.
But this isn't like 48 where it takes over the neutral station. The
No, it
neutral
doesn't take over
station always remains neutral. So if I put a neutral station down, that means that I can always run through there.
The SC can take over it.
A neutral station?
I think so.
All right,
The
Adam.
SC can be placed anywhere
Yep, I
and
know.
also on top of a neutral, I think.
I am considering what I can do. I don't want to start the Canadian National Northern. Can't start the Canadian National. Can't start the SC. QLL. That's a possibility.
And nobody bought a train?
Nope, no one bought a train.
It's an info. Okay, I just have to remember where things are.
There we go.
What just happened? Oh, so you started the QLO hadn't started yet?
Nope. And it's got the money route already set up thanks to the HBR and the GT.
Yeah.
I'm almost inclined to buy shares of that. But there's still there's so many cheap shares of the GT though.
Yep. And they don't count. They don't count against your cert limit. So
It's a 3 and a 4, which isn't terrible. I don't see why I don't do it. I think I'm gonna take over that. I can run 3 companies. It's fine.
Hey,
Nothing
I ran
bad
a
will
game.
happen.
I was in a 5-player game of 18 Chesapeake. I was president of 4 of the companies, and I didn't go bankrupt.
It's fine.
Yeah, then let's try this.
I mean, I can merge these companies, right, to take away my liabilities.
Yeah, that's totally a thing in this game.
Have either of you played 41?
Not yet.
No, I
Oh,
haven't.
we need to play 41.
It is on my list of
It's
ones to play.
shenanigans. We can play it on TTS anytime you want.
I've never played TTS. How long is it? 1941. It's an average
18,
game.
1841 takes about 6 hours.
It takes 1 bankruptcy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, it doesn't because bankruptcy doesn't end the game, but
Oh, right. It's one of those.
That's why it takes so
you
long.
can go bankrupt multiple times, and every time you go bankrupt, you can take a 500 liter loan, and chances are, if you go bankrupt and take a 500 liter loan, you'll have a higher net worth than the people in the game.
Wow.
Also, chances are, at the end of the game, you're not going to have more than 10 shares total.
Wow.
The
What can
cert
he
limit,
sell so that he
the
can?
cert limit in that game, I don't think it rarely gets reached by people. Oh, it's my turn. Sorry. Uh, I'm going to I think buy more cheap
Kind of
GT.
surprised he's starting the Canadian Northern. It's odd choice.
How viable is the yellow strategy in this game?
I think the
Not
brown
sure.
one. The brown one is viable too. I've seen games where the winner wins in the last operating round, having 10 shares on a diesel.
Wow.
Trust me, I've definitely done that in 1830. I had a game where I had 90% of the uh, well, I call it the ninny, and uh, it had 2 diesels in it because I just kept it in the um, orange the entire game, and was running 2 diesels. So I basically made, I think the last operating round, I was like way behind, and the last operating round, I like
Yeah,
tripled
it's
my money
crazy.
or something. Okay,
Yeah, that
I'm
can
gonna
happen
do
here too.
this. Nope, I can't buy any more of that. So what happened here?
If you sold something, you could probably take over the HBR if you wanted.
Did it sell? I didn't mean to sell a share of the GT.
You did. You want to undo that because
Yeah.
we started buying them.
No, I meant to buy. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button.
Yeah,
I'll let Shoshende know.
let him know you.
So we're
Yeah, just roll it back.
rolling back. to Hector.
Okay.
So if I buy the SC private end, the SC is no longer a company.
Correct.
That's becoming increasingly more likely of a thing I want to do.
You might want to hurry up because the train rush is real in this one.
Well, not if I remove a good amount of the liquidity in the game.
Fair.
The capital in the game by removing a company. All right, so now I need to figure out what else I'm going to do. I think that's it, right? Pass. Pass and not do something else. CPR. Okay, pass.
GT is gonna break last, right?
Yes, absolutely. And there's no way you're going to change that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I feel like I definitely need that capital as much as I don't want the trains to.
And I think I need to sell GT. You're gonna dump it on me, right, Andy?
I don't know. Depends on the situation. GT right now is running, running pretty well. If I
Yep.
You
can
have
save it,
priority deal, right?
yes, but the Hector, you're too concerned with people dumping things on you. It fully,
If you
well,
have not
yeah,
to.
well, no, but it's true. Like, it fully depends on, it's very situational. So right now,
Yeah, you're withholding.
GT is a very valid company. If I can save GT, then, I'm definitely gonna want to keep it. Uh, so
But you're gonna withhold right now, right?
I can't speak to what I'm gonna do with GT.
Right.
What's in the, so there's one in the market.
Even if it's to withhold it, a lot depends on what happens to the trains before it gets to GT.
So there are three companies
4,
before GT.
the 3 and
right?
4, you're going to
Yeah.
be running for a lot of money. If it's
There's-
just a
Right.
4, less
Yeah.
so.
Everything, it's very situational right now what I do with this. I can't speak to what I'm gonna do in the next stock round when there's,
Yeah, we're in the middle of the stock round, and you're wondering what he's going to do at the end of the next OR, and it's a lot can change.
No, I know a lot can change, but you have to think of those things
No,
too.
I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm saying that I can't tell you what I'm gonna do
No, I know.
because I don't know. Like you seem very sure about what I'm gonna do, and I'm not.
Okay, let's see. Let's see how this goes. So CNR is gonna have 1,000
Mhm.
and QLL2.
Yep. And we're buying trains.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The question is
Maybe
the
not. I
first
mean,
six.
maybe all of you just continue to fall back, waiting for somebody else to buy the poison 4, and then finally
Could be,
somebody
could be.
does
That was the
buy,
last game.
and then somebody does buy the 4, and then I start a C, and another 4 shows up, and then you spend more time dodging the second poison 4.
Oh, but the CNR will definitely buy a train because Spol
Yes,
doesn't
but it
have
doesn't
a
have to be a
company.
train from the roster. It can be a train from another player, another company.
Well, chances that he buys it from another player are very low, right? He only has a CNR.
Look, put it this way, okay? QLL is operating before the CNR, and it needs a train, so it's got to buy the 4. So even if it only buys the 4, not the 5, Chaos Monkey's right behind. He's going to buy up the rest of the 5s. Like we're going into 6s.
Yeah. He's gonna buy the 2 5s.
Yeah.
The question is, who buys the first 6?
I'm. Great question, and we're gonna find out.
That's why I'm putting myself in those situations, right? I usually, in my cases, when I play it, it's well, I guess happens all the time. Is that first or that last 4, right? That somebody buys.
The poison
I,
4.
yeah, it usually happens to me this way. It happened to me in the previous game. I bought it because
Yeah, you absolutely
yeah,
should not have bought it when you did.
I know, and I was not gonna buy it. I was about to pass, but then I had so many shares in that company. I had like 8 shares because it wasn't the brown. So I said if I can win it at least once, but I one of the companies of this
All right.
other
Well,
player
it's your
had a
turn,
lot of
Hector.
money. Okay, let's see. So you sold CNR.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I don't, even if you can play this game without voice chat, like, you know, I don't play games to sit silent by myself watching a screen.
Agreed. It's good to have the chat just for thinking purposes. Also, it's good to have company and just talk.
But I still have to say something about what you, Andy, mentioned. The fact that one of the players is not in the chat.
Yeah?
It is I don't know. It is a situation where sometimes unconsciously, I think players can not plot against the other player that is outside, but there's this kind of vibe. I don't know if you experienced that before. I've played once, and there was a player outside too, and it kind of forms amongst the players. It's not completely direct, like, hey, let's go attack this guy, let's plot against him or against her, but it
Yeah.
feels a little bit like that. I don't know if you've experienced that. Maybe
I
that's
don't
why I
doubt that
think
that's a
you mentioned it.
possibility. And
Yeah.
that's a disadvantage for the person that's not on audio chat. That's why I would prefer everyone to be on audio chat.
Yeah, I agree when you mentioned that. I thought it was also because of that, because I think I've experienced that.
Okay, to you, Hector.
We're still in the stock run.
We are.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be here for a bit.
Wait, there was a point where Shishendu bought a 10% share of CPR.
Yep.
Yep.
So I could have sold and dumped it on him.
There's only one, right? He bought one.
He already had one.
Right. He had so. Oh, he was in the middle of his turn when he bought it, and then he went, "Oh wait, no, never mind," because I think he saw exactly what you're talking about.
Shishendu buys 10% share of GT. Shishendu passes selling shares.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Shishendu
He did. You could have. Oh no, that's the one that he has. Never mind.
He already had one.
I'm not
I,
sure he
Has he
had one.
sold? Has he sold? If he hasn't sold, then it's just the one.
he has
He
not
hasn't
sold.
sold.
Yeah, okay.
Andy, enjoy that priority deal, unless Shishendu does something with that $94.
Leave it to Canada to have the most valuable part on a map be called Pile of Bones.
I was playing this game with the when we played 89, the guy we played with.
Yeah.
He lives in Assiniboia. He was telling me it's called Pile of Bones because the early explorers, when they got to that part of the country, they just found this big pile of bones, and so they said, "I guess that's just what we're calling it."
Sounds very Canadian of them.
Yeah. And it's you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're already doing that. Yep.
Oh, that's not what I want to do. How do you...
Tell you what.
So explain to me, I've never placed a neutral token. Explain to me how neutral tokens work.
When you click on a space to place a token, it'll offer you the choice of your company token or a neutral token. The CPR does not have any neutral tokens.
To place.
So a company has a certain number of neutral tokens?
All
One.
companies have one except for the CPR, which doesn't have any.
Well, screw you all then.
Don't worry, you control the GT. It's got one. You can go place it right down there in Shaunavon. Give the Canadian National a great route.
There's still a 4, right?
No.
No.
Nope.
There's still a 5.
Well, 5 is good. I like 5s. Can't buy a 5, but I like 5s.
Yep.
What'd you have to buy that for? You know what I should have done?
I bought a 4 and a 5.
But you bought a 4 because you had no choice, right?
Yeah, and then I bought the
Yeah.
5 because might as well rush the trains.
Yeah, what I should have done is... Where are things on the market? So the QLO, yeah, all I needed to do was buy a share of QLO and push it down, and then it would have gone first. And then you didn't want that 4 anyway.
Yeah, I would have went right straight to a 5. Would have been fine.
How many? There's 2 in the market. Yeah, I guess I pay out. What is the other? What's the situation here with the rest of my companies? GT is that much. So then who runs next?
Shishendu,
There, there.
then Hector, then you again.
I would have sold you my 3 train. You could have just bought my 3 train.
Aw. No thanks.
It's a perfectly good train.
Go ahead, buy it in.
I need the capital. Because things are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this must be like, because there's the 18xx con that Kyle does near Medicine Hat, so I looked in the area and I'm like, this has to be like a prairie Canadian's wet dream that like an 18xx actually thinks that these cities are worth this much. There's just even planning to get to Medicine Hat is difficult.
I am currently loving the fact that there's basically like the southeast and the northwest, totally separate train systems. Ne'er shall they meet.
There's water in the way. You can't put a train over water. That's just silly.
Yeah, the this is why I don't think that the Trestle Bridge Company is worth it, because we basically put no money into that company.
How bad am I doing right now?
Right now you're at 634. Hector's at 447. I'm at 586, and Shoshendu's at 759. So you're in second.
So I don't have
I'm
enough
about to operate
liquidity.
the Grand Trunk for a fuck ton of money. So you know, you're going to be right up there with Shoshendu for value. Okay, go
All
on
right,
over to
I
medicine.
100% want to get there. Yes. I feel like that's a thing. If I want to keep it.
If not, just curve up to Swift Current. And if you're going to dump it on anyone, going to Swift Current is like a perfect dick move. You didn't want to place the other tile? Leave the company with no money in it?
I'm still
Because it costs
thinking.
$20 to lay that second piece of track. You just can't go to Medicine Hat because you'd create a connection. You need the 20 for the tile and 40 for the connection. But if you go up to Swift Current, you get another stop. Cost you the $20. You could leave the company with nothing.
So we're gonna dump GT on.
Well, it says that I
This.
can't actually put a tile, or it's not letting
You
me put.
can't put a tile there because the tile would cost 20 and the connection cost 40.
Okay.
So you can't do that. But you could do a gentle curve up and a straight to Swift Current, and that would cost you 0 for the first, 20 for the second, no connection cost. So you would leave the company with $0, and you'd get an extra stop for your run right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Um, and then I don't know that I want to like do that to this company, but it would. Let me see. I mean, the 3 and the 4 is pretty okay. Probably should have bought that 4 with CPR then if I was going to do that.
Oh, buy it for 40 so you could connect to Medicine Hat?
Hmm. Okay. I guess I skipped that. And what do I do here? I want to do that twice, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not what I want to hit twice. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's 1, 2. Well, let me see. Maybe that runs better. 1, 2. Then That's 24. The alternative is 1, 2, 3, and
240
1,
if you treat the
2,
3 as a
3,
2.
4. Yep, that's what I did previously, and that seems to be the better option.
Yep.
Okay, so those tiles were kind of pointless. Maybe not so much when it has a 6.
Right.
Okay, so I mean, definitely. So the CNR was a dick move there. I don't see the CPR getting into Hudson Bay.
I don't see anyone getting into Hudson Bay other than HBR and QLL at this point.
All right, I guess I pay out. Oh, I could have run for more
What do you mean?
previously.
How so? Oh,
Is
with the CPR.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was going into Lethbridge, I think. I don't remember. I think I was because it was still listed there, like so. And its last run was 100. So yes, I definitely could have run for 40 more previously.
Oops.
I didn't realize that the 5 had been bought. Oh well. Okay.
So GT was mutilated.
I mean, yes, but I was real conflicted about it.
I knew it was gonna happen.
You knew it was gonna happen. I didn't know it was gonna happen.
I knew. I'm telling you, I'm asking those
I
questions.
was literally spending this whole time thinking like, how can I save the GT?
Of course.
You had to
Are
blame
you
Adam.
crazy?
Adam was the devil on my shoulder telling me,
You
well,
think I have seen this movie so many times, and guess what? I just pray that you are gonna let me dump it on a Spall on Shushendu, because we can do that. You see, it was coming.
Yeah, running for an extra 4 a share when I had how much? I have 3 shares, so that's 120 bucks. That's 120 bucks that I should have had.
Who's operating QLL? Adam, right?
I already did.
Oh, I was gonna ask you if you wanna go because it's a common benefit for both of us to run that second route to Pile of Bones. So there is this dint. So you have a route from QLL from Wadena.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah. That makes sense. I will work on that with you if
It's
you get
common
that.
to both.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna try to build that way. So just in case.
And there's a neutral tile in Shaunavon, which, now, here's the thing. If there's only one neutral tile and someone starts the Canadian National, Andy, you can then turn the Saskatchewan Central into a company and replace that neutral marker with your home station, and the Canadian National will be started, but it can't operate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he can suitcase it, right?
You don't want a suitcase at this point.
Well, but if he needs the money
Well,
to
look,
buy a
what I'm
train,
saying, what I'm saying, what I'm trying to indicate is if Shauna, I can't say this guy's name.
Shorshendu.
Shorshendu. If Shorshendu starts the Canadian National, and there's only one neutral station on the entire map, you can start the Saskatchewan Central and replace that neutral station with your home station, and the Canadian National will not be able to lay track. It will not be able to operate. It will not be able to buy trains. It will not be able to do anything. He will have put money into a company that cannot accrue value.
Not even buy trains?
Yes.
Even if it floats?
Even if it floats.
Wow.
Well, actually, no. It may be able to buy trains, but it
because
can't
he
operate.
he can suitcase it very nicely because he might end up with a GT. He's gonna need that cash.
Well, at this point, the GT is forced to buy a train, and if either Andy's going to buy a train from the CPR, the 4 train from the CPR for $1, and then the CPR will be on the hook for a train, or he's just going to bite the bullet now. And if he bites the bullet now, there's no reason to dump the GT because he's already got it, and it's already got a train at his expense. He might as well keep it and make it profitable.
We'll see. Place your bets.
Oh, actually, you know what?
I'm just curious about what's going to happen with GT. One step at a time. Let's see what happens there.
Oh.
The SC
So
can no
this
longer be converted to a public corporation.
Oh, right, because the 6 train got bought. Yep.
So he bought the 6.
Yeah. And that's, yeah. So here's the thing. If Andy goes bankrupt now, Shorshendu does not win the game. If he buys a train from the CPR for $1, we'll move into the next stock round and manipulation can happen, and it's likely that Shorshendu will be able to recover and then win the game. I think a bankruptcy right now is the only way Shorshendu doesn't win. But I may be a little short-sighted on that, so.
Yeah, this is interesting. He will operate last. So he can give a train to GT.
The benefit, yes. Well, he can buy the 4 train from the CPR into the GT, and he has priority deal.
So I have
Unfortunately,
to
you can't
declare
go-
bankruptcy right now, or
or buy the Fortrain from the CPR, which unfortunately you can't dump the CPR on anyone else. So the CPR will be on the hook for a 6 or a diesel, which is going to bankrupt you.
Yep.
I think I declare
So you guys,
bankruptcy right now.
Yeah. There's no way out.
All right.
Yeah. So you won, Adam.
holy shit!
There's no point in not declaring bankruptcy. I don't see
Exactly.
the
There's no way out.
yeah.
There's no way out.
Right.
So
Wow.
Shishindu kind of ruined his game there by buying that 6.
Yeah. He
Kind of
I know.
shot yourself in the foot buying that 6T,
Wow.
Shishindu.
So I didn't make sure Shendu win. That makes me feel good. I was feeling guilty because of
All
that
right.
priority
Well,
deal.
that was 1882.